Alrighty, we're back. Let me pull up the chat. Make sure you guys are good out there. Hello, everybody. As you can see, there's a different set. Different great set behind me, I tell you. All right. Chat. Let's see what everybody's up to. I got to say, I am really happy that we have finally made it to the NBA Finals, y'all. Because we obviously have a great matchup of two distinguished teams, and yet simultaneously, all I've heard this week is this notion that it is going to be boring and there's not going to be a lot of interest. Now, we saw some of this with the Final Four, but I just don't think it's true. It's the old adage of, rather rumblings of, hey, Duke and North Carolina and Ohio State and Michigan and Florida, the biggest teams are not in the final. So it really loses its luster. And to that, I say, if that is your school of thought, shame on you. Shame on you. And I'll tell you why. I know I come from a different place because I have access to NBA Game Pass. All right. I saw a lot of Sacramento Kings basketball this year. I saw a lot of Denver Nuggets basketball this year. With the blackout rule in LA, you can't watch the locals. So I didn't get a lot of Lakers and Clippers unless it was national TV. But I will tell you this. This Denver Nuggets team is really good. Really good, really sound, really fun, really solid, deep team. And shout out to Ashley Nicole Moss because she went back and forth, and I think they milked this a little bit. Maybe later on they would admit to this. But there was a really good debate that they had about do superstars carry teams, or do you have to have a bench in order for a team to win? And the obvious answer is yes, you need the bench to win, obviously. But what I will say is their bench is really good, and they're going to prove to you why exactly they belong where they are. Bruce Brown is a fantastic player. Really nice player that they signed in the offseason. Aaron Gordon was a fantastic pickup that they had a few years ago. The athleticism is not there anymore. But man, I will tell you what he is doing defensively, how he helped against LeBron in the Lakers series. He may not be able to hit threes consistently, but what he does offensively and, more important, defensively for this team, he's fantastic. I don't think a lot of people understand how good Jamal Murray is either. Like, I keep hearing these rumblings of like, oh, Bubble Murray. Like, yeah, you could say Bubble Murray and that's fine, but have you seen him post 40? Have you seen how hot he gets? Have you seen his turnaround from the mid-range? And then you have the MVP who many just like, yeah, he's MVP. And they just like dismiss it. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. So it's going to be a great series. I can't wait. All right. I want to get into this because there's a few different reports about Skip Bayless and the latest from the Shannon Sharpe fallout. All right. So there's a lot more that we've heard, and we learned that Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless, really their relationship soured, though the argument can be made that it had already been soured and it was not attainable for them to get to the point that they were trying to get to, which was capturing the essence of the beauty of a relationship that simply, it seems, never was. So basically, Shannon and Skip, after all the Damar Hamlin stuff, Shannon even admitted that the two of them don't really talk. They have a working relationship, a strictly working relationship. And I think Shannon tried to downplay it by saying it's better for the show for us to not know what the other is going to say. And I do agree with that. It is better for the show. But he also basically admitted that they are not friends at all, that they just clock in and clock out. It seems like the relationship ends right there. You should replace him, says Craig. I don't think so. I don't think they could handle me. I would love that opportunity, though. Harsh says, good to see you. Good to see you, too. All right. Crap. I'm getting called for dinner. All right. Here's what we heard. And this is via Michael McCarthy of Front Office Sports. I could probably hop back on later to do this, but I wanted to get into this right now. One source told Front Office Sports, nothing happens on that show without Skip. They chose Skip over everything else. You can't tweet about him, talk about him, anything, or they call you into the office. That's what a source told McCarthy. On Undisputed, he makes all the calls even when he's off. Interesting. In that vein, McCarthy writes, this is all available at Front Office Sports. Bayless is expected to have the final say on Sharpe's replacement. So the challenge is to find a new debate partner who can hold his own with the infant terrible of sports TV, but not overshadow the prickly Bayless. Said the source again, Skip is not going to hire anybody who challenges them, and he's going to make the hire, so it's a crazy deal. Here's the kicker. You have to be willing to work with Skip. You're going to have to put up with some blank. He has to approve of you, and you have to get up at 3:30 in the morning. Marcellus Wiley would say, I think this is a case of the classic never outshine the quote unquote master, which is interesting. So basically what we have learned is Skip Bayless is going to handpick his next person. And who that person is going to be is completely up in the air. I have mentioned a few names. And I'm seeing this for the first time, so I'm reacting like you guys. But Front Office Sports have said it could potentially be down to 3 people like Emmanuel Acho, Joy Taylor, or Nick Wright. And then there's a few others. I mean, it's not even worth it, but like Antonio Brown has said that he will do it. Okay. Whatever. That means absolutely nothing. Another name. Max Kellerman is probably going to lose his show This Just In on ESPN. Does he potentially go and fill in for Shannon Sharpe on Fox Sports 1? Look, you got to understand, these media guys, they're a lot like NHL head coaches. Like, you will see Alain Vigneault go from like the Rangers to the Flyers to the Devils. You will see John Tortorella go from the Flyers to the Jackets to the Stars to the Leafs. Like, it's just how it is with a lot of media personalities if they continue to stay in the limelight and have that clout. Not necessarily on social media, but stay in the good graces of many of the higher ups who all know each other. This industry is very small, guys. It is not that large. People talk. One person, Quentin, said, seeing Max would be interesting. I mean, I guess. Seeing him go to Fox Sports 1, I don't know. Like, that would require Kellerman leaving his ESPN deal, which he would, I think, because at this point, he's probably hit a dead end there, even though his boxing stuff is fantastic. I'm a huge boxing fan, as you guys have seen with a ton of our lives that we've done with Britton Harden. It's all great. Do I think that he would go to Fox Sports 1? Yes. Do I think he'll be given the opportunity? No. I just don't. Potentially, what could happen is Shannon Sharpe could, if they wanted, team up with Max. If Stephen A doesn't want Shannon, of course. Fuzzy Wuzzy says Undisputed didn't even talk about the split up on the show today. Yeah, they're not going to talk about it, man. This is something that is going to fester like a dark cloud over the show, but nobody's going to make a mention of it. I mean, it's almost a stretch to say they would make a mention of it on the last show. It would be the right thing to do, but TV is weird like that. Nobody's going to watch Skip anymore, says Samoa versus everybody. Remains to be seen. I mean, what are they going to do, right, with that show, and who is Skip going to replace them with? I heard an interview today from the writer who broke the story, who said they may go the Stephen A route of having a rotation of guests, though I don't believe that would be the best way of doing this, because then you just look like First Take. You're copying the same exact dynamic as First Take, whereas you would think they would want to go back and forth with somebody. Bach says, wouldn't surprise me if they reunite Skip and Will Kane from their ESPN days. Will Kane is so far off, I cannot see that happen. I just can't. I think that's an absolute stretch. As Kobe would say, that's a Bikram yoga stretch. Scott says, doesn't matter. I only watch because of Shannon. I totally understand that. Jimmy two times says, agree, can't go the rotation route. Need someone to go one-on-one with Skip. Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think Skip is going to like hey, let's go with Chris Broussard. Let's go with Emmanuel Acho for football. Like, it's just too random, and a lot of people are not going to be in studio. All right. I just wanted to do a quick stream. I hope everybody enjoys the finals. Maybe we'll try to hop on afterwards. Got to go eat dinner. Peace, everybody. Be good.